Okay, so we're going to start with systems. So if you're given a system and you're asked, is this point a solution? You're just going to plug that point in. So I'm going to say -8 times 8 minus 5 times 3. I got -79, and then plug it into the bottom equation also. 6 times 8 minus 3 times 3. I got 39. So you see how both of these gave me what I wanted? So then yes, this is a solution. Now, if even one of those was not true, so like if I on the bottom here I had gotten 40, then I would have said no. So it has to check in both. Okay. And then some systems have no solutions. Parallel lines will never cross, which means that there will be no point of intersection. So for this system, your solution is D and E. The system is inconsistent and independent. Inconsistent because the lines don't cross. Independent because they're two separate lines. And I know that Andy goes into great detail in this video lesson about those definitions. So, all right. So if we have a system and we want to solve it, this is set up pretty well for elimination. Here, I guess between 30 and 50, we could either do 30 and 50 or 21 and 35. Let's do 30 and 50. I feel like that's easier. I'm going to multiply the top equation by 50 and the bottom equation by 30. So that would become -150x plus 1050y equals -41400. And then positive 150x plus 35 times 30 minus, 1050y equals 1380 times 30. Now, your x's will cancel. Your y's will cancel. That means on that side, all you have is 0. On this side, everything cancels as well. When you get 0 equals 0, that is when you have infinitely many solutions. So they want you to put infinity right there. This is a system that is consistent and dependent. Okay, now if I want to use a graph, I'm just going to take each one of these equations and I'm going to solve for y so that I can graph them. So I'm going to move over the x. That's going to become a positive 12x plus 6 when I move it over to this side. Then I'm going to divide everything by 3. So my first equation is y equals 4x plus 2. To graph that, I start at 2 on the y. Then I go up 4 over 1. My slope is 4. Y-intercept of 2, slope of 4. Up 4 over 1. You could also go down 4, back 1. And then there's your line. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other equation. Move over the 20. Divide everything by this -5. This time we're going to start at 1 and go up 4 over 1. All right. Sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear the insanity that just went on. One of my friends just stopped by and my dogs lost it. All right. See how they have the same slope, but different y-intercepts? That means they're parallel. Parallel lines are D and E, inconsistent, independent. And then let's do one more together. I would say that this one is also set up for elimination only because they're already stacked. And you see how the x's have opposite signs? So all I'd have to do is multiply the top equation by 5, and then my x's would cancel. So I would have 5x minus 10y equals -80. Negative 5x minus 3y equals 2. And now my x's will cancel. This will be a -13y, and that'll be a -78. -78, calculator turned off. -78 divided by -13 is 6. And then once you have y, you can plug it back into either one of your equations to get x. So I took this 6 and I plugged it in right here for this y. And I'm going to get x minus 12 equals -16. Add the 12, x equals 4, -4. So then my solution is -4, 6. I wanted to do at least one of you got with you guys that like worked. So this system is consistent because there is a solution, and it is independent because the lines are different. Now, I want to make a note that when you're graphing in More, if you leave extra dots, it's going to get mad at you. If it gets mad at you, just hit the message my instructor button and I'll fix it. Okay? Now, 9.6 is all calculator work. All of it. So when you have a large system like this, to write it as a matrix, all you're going to do is you're going to pull out your numbers. So anything that is a number, a coefficient, a constant, that goes in your matrix. So you know how there's nothing in front of this y? That's a 1. We have no c here's, so that's a 0. And then a -2 and a 100. So then this would be -4, 1, 12, 400. -4, 0 again, 9, 250. And so then going the other way, this would be 1x minus 2y, and then 0z equals 100. 6x minus 15y, 1z, 150. 3, -10, 1, 250. This is one of my favorite homework assignments because you're literally just copying boxes. Oh, I wrote all these numbers in the boxes. Oh, I write all these numbers in the boxes. Those are freebie questions. All right, now we're going to put this matrix in our calculator. To do so, we're going to press second and then the x to the -1 button because that's where matrix is. Then we're going to go over to edit, press enter, This matrix has 3 rows and 4 columns. And notice that when you do that, the matrix on your calculator automatically resizes itself. And then you're just going to do 1 enter, -1 enter, 6 enter, 250, 1, 0, 5, 100. Oops, I almost put 1000. 0, 0, 1, 400. Once that's there like that, you're going to press second and then mode to quit back to your main screen. Then go back to matrix, over to math, scroll down to, they're asking for reduced row echelon form. That's this one, RREF. And then press enter. Then back to matrix. And then you're just going to press enter on matrix A because that's the matrix that we saved this in. And then press enter. And again, we're going to copy all these numbers into the boxes. So yeah, this homework assignment is all calculator work. So to solve this system, I'm going to turn it into a matrix, -9, -8, -12, 14, 6, -5, -194. I'm going to go to matrix, over to edit, enter for A. This is a 2 by 3, -9, -8, -12, 14, 6, -5, -194. And then quit. Now, I'm just going to press second enter because I'm going to do RREF of A again because I changed A. Did I mess something up? Let's check. 2 by 3, -9. Oh, look at that. Oh, they messed me up. See how this is T and then this is A and this is A and then this is T? I fell for it. Okay, so let's switch these two. Because your A's should be on the same line and your T's should be on the same line. Now, if you switched the 6 and the -5, that would be fine also. But you can't have it TA and then AT. Okay, try it again. If I could enter. How did I get the same answer? -8, -9, -12, 14. I guess that's it. Oh, no, wait. I see what I did. There we go. That's what we want. Aha! So remember here, I did A and then T. So the first number is my A, so that's 46. And the second number is my T, so that's 94. Got to be careful. Some of these are going to be tricky. So like here, we should pick an order. X, W, U, since that's how it is in the first one. So then my matrix would be 2, -4, 1, 12. Okay. Now my X should be first. I'm going to rewrite this second line. Let's rewrite it. W minus X equals U minus 4. We want it X, W, U. So it would be -X plus W. Now I got to move this U over. So minus U. So then that would be -1, 1, -1, -4. And then the same thing for the second one. -2W plus X equals 5. So it would be X minus 2W. There are no U's. So it would be 1, negative 2, 0, 5. Now, if you went XUW, if you went WXU, it doesn't matter as long as you are consistent in all three of your equations. Okay? So, again, let's go back to second matrix, over to edit. This is a 3 by 4, 2, negative 4, 1, 12, negative 1, 1, negative 1, negative 4, 1, negative 2, 0, 5. I always take a second and compare. Okay, second quit. Second enter to pull up RREF of A again, because remember we changed A. Okay, so I did XWU, so X is negative 1, W is negative 3, and U is 2. Okay, even when the matrix gets big, the process is still the exact same. Notice these are all already lined up, X, Y, Z, W. So then my matrix would be negative 45, 5, 6, negative 15, negative 47. 81, negative 7, negative 9, 27, 91. 27, negative 3, negative 3, 9, 27. Negative 135, 15, 18, negative 48, negative 126. You don't have to write that down if you don't want to. I like to. It helps me make sure that I've copied everything over right. So this is 4 rows and 5 columns. Negative 45, 5, 6, negative 15, negative 47, 81, negative 7, negative 9, 27, 91, 27, negative 3, negative 3, 9, 27, negative 135, 15, 18, negative 48, negative 126. Oof. Okay. Cool. 3, 5, negative 2, negative 5. Okay. Now, let's look at the word problems that we're going to solve with systems. Just pulling it up on my computer screen so I can actually read this. Eduardo just inherited $47,200. He chooses to invest some of his inheritance into a mutual fund that pays 7% and the rest in a less risky CD that pays 5%. If his annual interest between the two accounts is $25.80, how much did he invest? Okay. So we know we can say that he invested X at 7%. So then 7% of X would be his interest on that account. And so then he invested the rest at 5%. Well, the rest would be $47,200, his initial investment, minus what he put in the first account. And we know that that earned 5% interest. And we know that when we add these together, his total interest was $25.80. So 0.07x plus 0.05 times equals $25.80. Okay, let's distribute. So 47,200 times 0.05. And then minus 0.05x. 0.07 minus 0.05 is 0.02. 2580 minus 2360 is 220. Lots of twos. 220 divided by 0.02 means that at 7%, he invested $11,000. And then he invested the rest at 5%. So 47,200 minus 11,000, 36,200. Okay. At a local basketball game, the concession stand has 2 different meal choices. You can get 2 hot dogs and 7 drinks for $14.50, or 8 hot dogs and 4 drinks for $22. All right. I certainly could do what I did on the other assignment and eliminate, or I can put this in as a matrix. 2 by 3, 2, 7, 14.50, 8 for $22. Oop, that was dumb. Forgot to put a V. RREF A. So that means that X was $2 and D, because it was a drink, I don't know what I did, $1.50. So the hot dogs were $2 and the drinks were $1.50. Because if the calculator can do that for me, then I'm going to make the calculator do it. Okay, Maricopa's Success Scholarship Fund receives a gift of $110,000. The money is invested in stocks, bonds, and CDs. CDs pay 4.5% interest. Bonds pay 22.3% interest, and stocks pay 7.8% interest. Maricopa Success invests $2,500 more in bonds than in CDs. Okay, so if we say that X is CDs, then they made 0.045X interest in CDs. Now, the rest of it would be 110,000 minus X, right? But we have to split this between bonds and stocks. And they put $25,000 more in stocks than in bonds. So let's call it S and B. And they put 25,000 more in stocks than in bonds. So bonds is S plus 25,000. I need like 5 minutes. Sorry. Sorry, guys. We're on the last problem. Okay. So 25,000 more in stocks than bonds. So now all of a sudden we can relate these two to one another. And when I add these together, they have to be this. Oops. And I missed a 0 over here. So then and if I'm missing a 0 again. And if I subtract that 25,000, I'd get 85,000 divided by 2 minus X. So then we know that in terms of X, they invested 85,000 minus, I forgot to divide the x by 2, minus 1/2 x. I forgot to divide the 85,000 by 2. I forgot to divide the whole thing by 2. 85,000 divided by 2, that's 42,500 minus 1/2 x. And we know that since it was stocks, was at 7.8% interest. And now bonds is stocks plus 25,000. So bonds is this plus 25,000. And that is at, what was that? Stocks, bonds pay 2.3. I'm like running out of room. Now I want to add this, this, and this together. So let's do that. 0.045x plus, I'm going to distribute at this step. See, I was trying to beat that message. 42,500 divided by 0.078. That's 544,871.795. 0.078 times 1/2. 0.039. And then I'm going to distribute this also. We're still adding. So 67,500 plus 0.023. No, not plus. 67,500 times 0.023. And then 0.023 times 1/2. 0.0125x. And that all would equal the amount of money they made. So 45.65. Okay, I have a 0.045x. I have a minus 0.039x. And I have a, that should be minus 0.0125. So that is negative 0.0065x. I have 5,448,71.79. I have this. So that is 5,464. Ooh, did I copy that down right? I don't think I did. Hang on. 78 times 40. What the heck did I do? 3,315. That makes way more sense. Okay, that one was right. So I have 3,315 plus 1,552.5. 4867.5. 4565. So then 4565 minus 4867.5. Negative 0.0065x equals negative 302.5. Negative 302.5 divided by 0.0065. Okay. So I got 46 for my first value. I got 46,538.46. And then you take that x, you plug it in here to get your value for S. You plug it in here to get your value for B. I'm just afraid that we're going to get cut off. So let's see. 42,500 minus 0.5 times 46,5, 38.36. So that would be your second value. And then 67,500 minus 0.5 times 46,5, 38.46. That would be your third value. And if you add them all together, you should get 110,000. On the dot. That one was a lot. Fortunately, there's only one of those. All right, it's going to cut us off any second now, so I'm going to stop it before it stops me. I'll be back as soon as the video posts, and I will